Good morning, guys. Malik over at Modern Pawn. Today we're going to be talking about suppressing America's favorite rifle, the AR-15. The AR-15 is a relatively easy rifle to suppress as far as finding the proper tools to suppress the rifle. Now, the 5.56 cartridge or the 223 cartridge, either one, is not easy to suppress as far as reducing the sound signature into hearing safe range. You need a very well built can to do that, but there are a lot of options on the market for 5.56 AR-15s. As you can see, this is some of our demo guns over at the shop. We have all of these are suppressed. The first thing you're going to need to look at when you're buying a 5.56 AR-15 style suppressor is what type of attachment are you looking to do. There are a couple of different attachment types that you can do. First of all, you have the fast attach system. A fast attach system is going to use either some kind of cam, which will cam off and the can will slide off. When you go to put the can back on, it comes back on. You cam it in place. Can's now solid, ready to shoot. As you can see, I can take the can off this gun, pop it off, put it on this gun within the matter of seconds, and I'm in between rifles, one suppressor, two guns. Both are being used very, very quickly, very, very easily. There are some other type of fast attach suppressors. For example, this right here is a Gemtech G5T, very nice suppressor. Basically what you do with this guy, it's a bi-lug design. You would push down and twist, the suppressor comes right off. If you had another gun, you take the suppressor, put it on there, push and twist. The suppressor is now locked in place. You're ready to shoot again. There's another type of attachment that's a faster style attachment. It is not as fast as the two styles that I just showed you. And what it uses is threads to a muzzle brake. So you still got to turn it 4 or 5 times until the suppressor comes off. But when the suppressor comes off, you still have a muzzle brake on the other side. It's pretty easy to deal with. If you had another gun that had the same style flash attachment, flash hider, muzzle brake, you would just screw it onto that one. And when you went from one gun to the other, the gun was still functional without the suppressor. There's another type that I don't have out on the floor right now, what we call an Acme thread style. That would be like the AAC M4 2000 uses an Acme style thread, which is a huge oversized thread attachment that when you screw the can on, it takes about maybe a turn and a half, and then they'll use some sort of teeth to lock the threads down. The next thing you need to consider when you're suppressing your rifle, if you don't have an AR-15 or you're planning on building a dedicated suppressed AR-15, is the two different gas systems. The question that plagues all AR-15 purchasers now: piston or direct impingement. I have on the table here, we have piston, 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 direct impinge, direct impinge, direct impinge. So we're about 50-50 on this table. I'll give you my cliff notes on direct impinge versus piston driven. For short rifles, I would say under 14 inches, I highly recommend a piston driven system if you're going to suppress the gun. The shorter the rifle, the shorter the gas system, the shorter the gas cycle, the higher the pressures. All of that stuff makes for a harsher shooting gun. What ends up happening if you were to take something short like this is a 7-inch gun, 7-inch PWS Diabolo with a 30 cal suppressor on it. If you were to take this gun right here in a gas configuration, it would probably be severely overgassed. It would blow all kinds of junk back in your face. It would be a very harsh rifle to shoot, I think, in a DI. Now, it would be, you probably can get them to function. I'm not saying it won't function, but it will not be as nice of a shooting rifle versus a piston configuration. This gun right here, we're going to talk about something, if you decide to do direct impingement, some of the things that you can help with one of the issues with DI and suppressing. Now you say, what is the issue with direct impingement and suppressing a rifle? when you shoot a direct impinged gas gun and with a suppressor, the suppressor creates chamber pressure for a longer period of time. So you have a longer pressure cycle in the barrel suppressor assembly. What that does is it pushes more gas back into the receiver due to the direct impinge style firing mechanism. If you don't know what direct impingement means and you don't know what piston driven means, I will put a link in the description below about DI versus piston driven. That way you can take a look at that. What I recommend when you do one of these guns is either or both an adjustable gas block. This is an aftermarket adjustable gas block from JP Enterprise. It has this set screw looking Allen head right here that you can use to adjust the gas. So you can decrease the amount of gas coming into the gun with the suppressor so that the rifle functions 100% but also is not over-gassed, pushing a lot of gas back in your face, making the recoil feel harsher. This is a real nice system. The new PWS has an adjustable gas block system, which is going to be really nice. We haven't had a time to put a real solid field test on that guy. I'll also put a link to that video of the PWS MK Mod 1 in the description below. So, adjustable gas block. The other thing that helps is the PRI gas buster charging handle. That's what I'm running on this gun right here. This is the PRI gas buster charging handle. And what it is an oversized charging handle. First of all, it's a really nice beefy part. And it has a groove right here that helps channel the gas out and away from your face. Okay? It fits a little snug, a little more snug in the receiver. It has these little we'll call them baffles that help direct the gas away from it spilling straight out of the back of the receiver and into your eyes. If you've never shot a suppressed AR-15, you get a quick round, 5, 10, 15 round drill going in a rapid fire situation with the suppressor on it. It pushes a lot of gas in your face. The gas is kind of a stinky ammonia smelling gas and it burns the eyes. It's not comfortable to shoot once you start getting that gas really blowing in your face. One of the reasons I like the PRI charging handles and the adjustable gas blocks on direct impinged guns. I also like the piston driven guns and the shorter configurations. That's kind of you can see where my line in the sand is. Short guns, piston, long guns, direct impinge. Now, long guns with pistons work just fine. Don't get me wrong there. They work just fine at suppressing as well. If I had to have one gun, direct impinge versus piston for shooting suppressed, I would definitely do the piston driven gun with an adjustable gas block. That would cover all your bases. If you wanted to go one step further, you can even put a PRI gas buster charging handle on there. You'll definitely get no gas back in the face. Another issue shooting 5.56 is the fact that subsonic ammunition is not readily available. Generally speaking, it doesn't work real good. Even if you find someone that custom loads like 77 grain bullets to shoot subsonic 5.56, it is not designed to be a subsonic round. It was designed to be a high velocity, small, lightweight bullet going real quick. What has come out in the last few years that has really revitalized AR-15s in the suppressed AR-15 market for guys that are wanting really quiet stuff, I'm talking quiet, is the 300 Blackout. And what they've done is they've built a round that is inherently subsonic out of its case. The 300 Blackout with 220, 208 grain bullets, so it's a heavy bullet out of approximately the same size case as a 5.56. So you get a cartridge that is specifically designed to be subsonic and specifically designed to shoot out of the AR-15 platform. One of the other kind of interesting guns on the table here is this guy right here, the PWS. This is an MK1 Diabolo. This is the real deal original Diabolo 7-inch 7.62 by 39 AR-15. So this is shooting the AK-47 round. So there are some slight modifications that were required to do to this gun, and specifically the bolt face on the bolt carrier, and you have to run a different style magazine. I'm running a 30 cal. This is a 300 Win Mag rated suppressor on here. The 7.62x39 is obviously much smaller than that. This can does a great job of suppressing that round. It makes it nice and quiet. Speaking of this can, this is the other way of attaching a suppressor to your rifle. It is a direct thread on. This guy just screws on the end. It doesn't have any kind of fancy muzzle attachment. It's just threads on threads. Pretty straightforward. One of my best-selling cans in the shop is a Gemtech Trek for the 5.56. Now, it is for a 5.56 threaded 1/2x28, and will go on any of these other rifles besides this guy right here, which is a 30 caliber. And the 30 caliber, again, one of my best-selling cans in-house is the HVT from Gemtech. It's a direct thread-on can. When we run AR-15s with no hearing protection and no suppressor, which a suppressor is hearing protection, it is a very, very loud cartridge. The reason, even though it is a small cartridge, it's not a real big cartridge in comparison to like a 308 or a 300 Win Mag, the 5.56 is very loud due to such a high working pressure and such a high exit velocity of the round, which makes it very harsh on the hearing. I highly recommend that you never shoot an AR-15 without hearing protection, either plugs, muffs, or a suppressor. And all the suppressors on in this video right here will take a standard AR-15 and make it hearing safe. I've shot this particular rifle right here in demos pretty much all day long, standing right next to it with no hearing protection. I didn't have any ringing, any tightness in my ears, anything whatsoever. I'm very confident that these are hearing safe devices. The shorter the gun, the better your can better be. I normally suggest going to something that's titanium or an Inconel or a very high quality stainless can. I don't generally recommend budget suppressors on short AR-15s. If you're on a tighter budget and you want to suppress an AR-15, go with the 16-inch model, because it's going to run better, it's going to hold up better, and also anytime you decide to put a suppressor on a short-barreled rifle, check with the manufacturer of the suppressor, see what the shortest barrel they recommend to put it on. Most of these guys have done very extensive testing on the suppressors to make sure what length is safe to shoot with the suppressor. 1/2 inch by 28 threads per inch is the standard, industry standard 5.56 thread pattern that pretty much everything has. 30 cals, 6/8, the thread pattern can change and it's not as uniform as the 5.56. 30 cals are generally 5/8 by 24 of an inch. A lot of guys are interested in keeping their rifles small, compact, and lightweight. So that is another area where material choice is going to be important. You will very rarely see a aluminum 5.56 can. I can't think of one being commercially produced right now. So most guys are using titanium, high-end stainless steel, or something like Inconel, which is in the stainless steel family. This right here, guys, is a LWRC M6A1 and 5.56. It's a short stroke piston. I have a titanium suppressor on the end. Overall, the gun is extremely light. I normally run this gun with iron sights. I don't even run a red dot on this for training. The can comes on and off real easy. Gemtech just sent us this can for some demo purposes. I really, really like these cans. I've shot them several times before. Thank you guys over at Gemtech. This right here, when I'm buying a suppressor for a gun like this, weight is a consideration. I'm looking to build a lightweight, nimble rifle. I want a lightweight can on the end. That's why we decided to put a titanium suppressor on this rifle right here to keep the gun light, nimble. It slings and in a sling position. It's not cumbersome to carry, and it also works really well. With a gun like this, it's a little heavier. If I put a stainless steel can on here or an oversized can to bring the noise down, not a big deal. I'd be shooting this rifle from generally a prone position or some kind of fixed position with the bipod out, a little longer range shooting. If there's a little weight on the end of the gun, it wouldn't really bother me. I still run a titanium suppressor on here, but if I was to run a stainless steel suppressor or an overweight can, not an issue. Again, this rifle right here, I'm trying to keep the weight down, so I put this rifle will run the Surefire suppressor on there, which is they don't tell you what they're made of, but it's a pretty lightweight can, generally speaking. I'm sure it's a combination of titanium and stainless steel. But again, weight is a consideration. Remember guys, when you put in a suppressor on a gun, it's not like putting a loaded magazine in a gun where the weight kind of sits at the center of mass. You are putting the weight all the way at the end of the farthest point of the rifle. It's a cantilever. So if you get a giant, poorly built, overweight suppressor on the end of your gun, it's going to feel heavy, it's going to feel front heavy, because it is, again, at the end of your cantilever. Guys, the subject of suppressing AR-15s has a lot of questions, a lot of variables. If you ever need any help trying to figure out what you want to put on your AR-15, trying to get your AR-15 hearing safe, making your AR-15 shoot correctly with the suppressor, leave us a comment, shoot us an email, check us out on Facebook. You can ask us questions there, facebook.com/Modern Pawn and Guns. You can go to our website and contact us there, modernpawnandguns.com, or you can send us a direct message here on YouTube. Either way, we're here, guys, to help you get your gear running 100%. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting us to 100,000 views a couple days ago, and be safe.